There is an anticipation for a sweet baby, for a new child to the family. And when a loss comes, unexpected, it can smother a heart with grief. Days go round, and in time, life seems normal again. Soon the years go round and round, but a mother never, ever forgets. Minnie has her story. I have my own. Despite their ages, Mr. and Mrs. Greene wasted no time bringing on the babies. On a chill January day in 1913, Minnie birthed their first child, Elizabeth, at 33. James was 58. The firstborn was named after Minnie Belle's mother, Mary Elizabeth. My own mother was an Elizabeth too. It's the similarities between us, like names and babies, that make me feel connected to the Mrs. Greene I never met. The hot summer had ended and the crop was in. The cooler days of autumn had set in, and Minnie was having babies like popcorn in a kettle. Another similarity between us. Her first little boy, James, was born in November of 1913. 2 babies in 1 year. As the years went round, Minnie had 2 more girls, Mary Jane and Violet Belle. The farmhouse was alive with laughter of children until sickness wrapped its shawl around young Elizabeth and James. They buried their little children one after the other in 1918 and 1919. Mr. and Mrs. Greene mourned this heavy loss, but life carried on. Minnie was soon expecting again and determined to continue on with life in spite of the sorrows. Minnie had her story, and I have my own. I can only assume the deep grief of losing a child is the same heart-wrenching ache, no matter what century it is. Minnie and her loved ones were buried in the Green Pond Baptist Church Cemetery in Aiken County, near the Greene farm where Minnie and James grew their family and experienced the joys and sorrows of life. The similarities between us make me feel connected to the Mrs. Greene I never met. Our baby, the 12th I would carry, was lost before she saw the light of day. Silent as a whisper, she was whisked away. We buried her in a teeny tiny box in our backyard. We had hopes and dreams of one day moving to a new piece of land and owning more acres. When that dream came true, we lovingly exhumed the tiny casket and laid it to rest on our new acres in 2003. It was all part of bringing our memories when we started over. As we settled in on the new acres, we found a small portion that just seemed perfect to be designated for a family burial yard. I had no inklings of what lay ahead for our family. After all, parents grow old and die and need a resting place, and I did want a special place set aside, and our baby's tiny casket would be the first to be placed in this resting place on our green acres. I planted a living fence of iris in shades of purples and yellows with a few snowy whites scattered between. All the rhizomes had been passed down to me from family and dear friends. I planted our family burial place with ox-eye daisies that bloom every year around Mother's Day. The crude wooden cross her big brother had made the day we lost our baby was starting to crumble, and the painted name, Baby Greene, was fading from weathering the years that had gone round and round. We had a small pile of river rock on our baby's grave, but I really wanted to put up a headstone. I set about to think of a way I could make one from scratch. It's just the way we do things around here. It was the winter of 1920 in Aiken, South Carolina. Twin boys were born at home to Minnie. By then, 39, and James was 67. Using a spin-off of their father's first and middle names, the little fellas were named James Jack and Joseph Elmo. Together, they topped the scales at a total of 8 pounds, Jack at 5 and Tiny Joe at 3. Minnie made do creating a tiny bed for Joe from a flannel-lined shoebox. She placed him next to the wood stove for warmth, her homemade incubator. It's been heard told in family tales, when Tiny Joe was in Minnie's bed, she'd use large safety pins to attach his gown to the pillow so he wouldn't get lost in that big bed. The pair was nourished with Eagle brand milk from a tin can. Miraculously, they grew and grew.